The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. approves the imposition of mandated price ceilings on rice across the country.
The Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs is set to launch its investigation into the recent road rage incident involving a dismissed cop who pulled a gun against a cyclist in Quezon City.
Get the latest updates on the latest track of Typhoon Hannah as it decelerates in the Philippine area of responsibility.
And find out how North Korea's simulation of scorched earth nuclear strikes impacts regional security dynamics and relations with South Korea and the United States.
Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Friday, the 1st of September 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. I am William Theo.
We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Harleen Delgado.
First in the news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. approved the imposition of mandated price ceilings on rice nationwide as announced by Malacanang today, September 1. Through Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, Executive Order Number 39 signed on August 31, 2023, was issued to ensure a reasonable price for rice accessible to Filipinos in local markets. EO 39 sets the mandated price ceiling for regular milled rice at 41 pesos per kilogram, while the mandated price cap for well-milled rice is 45 pesos per kilogram. The decision follows a joint recommendation of the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Trade and Industry to set price ceilings on rice in the country amid the alarming increase in rice prices over the past several days. The President stated in his order that the mandated price ceiling shall remain in full force and in effect unless lifted by the President upon the recommendation of the Price Coordinating Council or the DA and the DTI. The executive order will take effect immediately upon publication in the Official Gazette or in a newspaper of general circulation.
Some rice retailers react on the government's imposition of a price cap, saying it could potentially result in sales loss. On the other hand, several consumers have stated that the decrease in rice prices due to the implemented price limitations has been a significant help to them. Bernadette Tinoy will tell us why.
Some vendors in Quezon City says they might lose their rice business upon the approval of the price ceilings on rice. Jennifer Thomas has been selling rice at Napa Q-Mart in Quezon City for 8 years now. Her concern is that their business may suffer if the price of well-milled and regular milled rice they sell drops to 41 to 45 pesos per kilogram.
Halimbawa, mamumuhunan ka po ng 50 ang kuha mo sa rice mill, tapos ibebenta mo dito 45, dilugi na po ng 5 pesos. Paano pa po yung mga tracking? Huwag na lang pong negosyo pag ganun.
Several other rice retailers have also said that they could sell well-milled and regular milled rice for 41 to 45 pesos per kilogram if the suppliers also lowered their prices. They mentioned that many customers complain about the continuous increase in rice prices.
Lahat po ng dumarating ngayon, sobrang taas. Puro 2.3, 2.4, 2.5 ang mga presyo po ng bigas. Kailangan meron dumating na bigas na mga halagang 1.8 lang o 1.750 man lang.
Siguro mababa na rin kasi kung kami magbebenta ng sa tamang presyo, siguro sila rin sila. Syempre patas yung bigas ngayon.
Meanwhile, for customers like May Chasen, who recently purchased rice for 60 pesos per kilogram, the President's order to limit rice prices is a significant help amid the high cost of living.
Buti naman kung ganun para makatipid. Alam mo ba, mahal ang bilihin ngayon. Gusto kong bumaba pa yan hanggang 20.
Inaasahan talaga natin.
Kasi yun ang pangako niya
As for Nanay Queen, she has been managing with just 2 kilograms of rice per day for her family for several months. If rice prices drop, they will be able to budget their expenses more effectively.
Okay lang yun, basta at least bumaba. Dito na nga kami sa palengke bumibili kasi 48 eh. Doon sa mga ibang tindahan, 55, 54.
Bernadette Tinoy, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC, announced that one individual was killed and over 100,000 families were affected by the onslaught of Super Typhoon Goring and Typhoon Hana. As reported by the government's disaster agency, roughly 500 million pesos worth of crops and infrastructure suffered damage in 7 regions across the country due to heavy rainfall. The agency has confirmed that the unidentified fatality hailed from Western Visayas. Various government agencies have collectively contributed 16,498,997 pesos in assistance thus far. To address the repercussions of Goring and Hana, the NDRRMC has taken action by activating national and regional emergency operations centers.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, is currently conducting an investigation into the sources of spam and text messages that citizens continue to receive despite the completion of the SIM card registration. According to Alexander Ramos, Executive Director of the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, the verification process has proven to be challenging. He mentioned that the registered number is located in the province with a name attached to it, but the spam attacks originate from Manila. The investigation has revealed that one of the tactics employed by the syndicate involves the use of pre-registered SIM cards. The DICT has already coordinated with a telecommunications company to address this issue. Another significant discovery is that the machine used by the syndicate to send text blasts into the country no longer requires a SIM card for operation. To tackle this problem, they have also engaged with the Bureau of Customs to prevent such machines from entering the country.
As far as identifying, yes, indeed, we have a lot of names. In fact, we have thousands of names here that we are verifying right now because of the findings that these are pre-registered, either they were sold or collected online. The verification process is tedious. We have uncovered that certain syndicates, organized syndicates, have been procuring pre-registered SIM cards. So that's one issue that we have raised already with the telcos and the DICT family to formulate how to address the issue of selling of pre-registered SIM cards.
Meanwhile, a Senate panel plans to subpoena the dismissed cop in the viral road rage incident should he fail to appear before the inquiry. Harleen Delgado will tell us why.
The Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs is set to launch its probe into the recent road rage incident involving a dismissed cop who pulled a gun against a cyclist in Quezon City. Its chairperson, Senator Ronald De La Rosa, says they invited former police officer Wilfredo Gonzalez to attend the investigation. But should he fail to appear, De La Rosa says they will issue a subpoena against the ex-cop. And should he ignore the subpoena, the senator says the Senate panel can move to cite Gonzalez in contempt and order for his arrest.
Ipasabina natin siya, hindi siya magsibot. At kung hindi siya sumibot pa rin sa subpoena, din na pwede natin siyang iparesto sa Sergeant at Arms natin.
De La Rosa also assures the Senate hearing will be impartial to all parties.
Pakinggan natin yung side ng PNP, kung ano yung ginawa nila, mga actions taken nila. Kaya nga, hearing tayo para pakinggan natin sila, yung dismiss na police at saka yung biktima sa panulutok.
The lawmaker hopes the cyclist would also attend the hearing. Senate President Juan Miguel Bingzubiri says the Senate is willing to offer protection to the cyclist if he so wishes.
May mga info tayo, hindi info na ayaw na talaga niya, parang takot siya. So, i-encourage natin yan.
Because of the incident, Zubiri seeks to file a bill seeking to prevent road rages and supports the creation of safe pathways to ensure safety of motorcycle and bicycle riders as well as commuters.
Under that bill that we're planning to file, automatic motor proprio, the DOJ can file a case under the new laws, a special law on road rage. So, hindi na po natin kailangan na mag-complain pa ang oppressed or offended party. Paano naman itong pangako natin na may safe pathway sa mga motorcyclists and bicycle riders na abusuin itong mga katulad ni Mr. Gonzales?
Meanwhile, Senator J.V. Ejercito, who is a cyclist himself, believes the proposed road sharing should now be considered and studied by the government.
I bike to work almost every day. Okay po yung bike lane, syempre pabor po tayo dyan. Kaya lang, after the rush hour, wala na hong gumagamit ng bike lanes at sayang yung space. So yun yung mga dapat pag-aralan. Siguro magkaroon lang ng oras.
Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
2 days after the resignation of Police Brigadier General Nicolas Torre III in Quezon City Police District, Philippine National Police or PNP Chief Police General Benjamin Acorda Jr. placed Public Information Office Chief Police Brigadier General Red Maranan as the acting director of the QCPD. Maranan will be replaced by PNP spokesperson Police Colonel Jean Fajardo as the acting chief of the PNP PIO. It can be recalled that Torres submitted his courtesy resignation to General Acorda after receiving criticism from netizens when he presided over a press conference with dismissed cop Wilfredo Gonzales. Gonzales was the motorist in a viral video who drew his gun on an armed cyclist in Quezon City on August 8. Maranan is a member of the PNP Academy Patnubay class of 1995, while Fajardo is a product of PNP Academy Kaagapay class of 1996.
And for the news abroad, a fire engulfed an informal housing building in Johannesburg, South Africa, when most of the residents were asleep at 1:30 a.m. on Thursday. At least 12 children were among the no less than 74 casualties. Jane Robles details why live. Yes, Jane, good evening.
Good evening, Marvy. A fire hit a hijacked building in Johannesburg, South Africa's largest city, leaving at least 74 people dead, including around 12 children. South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa labeled the fire, which broke out around 1:30 a.m. yesterday, August 31, a tragedy. Authorities have made efforts to bring in regulations on hijacked buildings, but have received criticisms for not solving the problem. According to Johannesburg City Manager Floyd Brink, the city owns the building and used to be leased as a shelter for abused women. However, when the lease ended, it then became one of hijacked buildings seen around the Johannesburg area. The owners of these buildings face a lot of difficulty from gangs, sometimes even from the national government, according to former Johannesburg Mayor Herman Mashaba, forcing them to abandon the structures. The groups then take over or hijack the buildings and often convert them into informal accommodation for migrants and South Africans who cannot afford other forms of housing. Mashaba, also the founder of Action, as a political party, called the fire death devastating and unnecessary. He condemns the hijackers for subsequently charging rent on the illegal housing structures connecting to the city's services but not paying for it themselves. In recent months, South Africa has seen other destructive fires in informal settlements around the country, but Thursday's fire is considered the worst. Back to you, Marvy.
Thank you, Jane Robles, reporting live. Former United States President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty to election interference charges in Georgia, his second indictment so far this year. The Republican frontrunner is facing 13 criminal charges in this case, along with 18 associates accused of conspiring to unlawfully change the outcome of the 2020 U.S. presidential election in Georgia. The investigation was launched after a January 2021 phone call between the former president and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger was made public, in which Trump asked for 11,780 votes to be flipped in his favor after his loss to current U.S. President Joe Biden. Arraignment hearings had been set for Trump and his co-defendants for September 6. However, the plea has effectively waived these. Under the U.S. Constitution, Trump can still run and be re-elected as president, even if he is convicted, though it is unclear how a prison sentence would be negotiated. North Korea has staged a simulation of scorched earth nuclear strikes on South Korea and rehearsed its occupation of the rival territory. Cherise Dongboen will tell us why.
North Korea disclosed its nuclear strike simulations and war plans to intimidate its opponents, according to observers, as South Korea and the United States continue with their joint military exercises. 2 tactical ballistic missiles were fired from the North Korean capital on Wednesday night, August 30, to practice scorched earth strikes targeting major command centers and airfields in South Korea. The drill comes after the United States flew long-range B-1B bombers in a joint aerial training with South Korea earlier on Wednesday as part of a series of field exercises, which North Korea sees as a major security threat. On Tuesday, August 29, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un visited an army where command post drills are being held to practice procedures for occupying the South Korean territory in the event of war. Kim has been putting more effort into modernizing his military weapons, with plans of a 3rd attempt at launching a spy satellite to be held in October, following a failed 2nd attempt last week. Cherise Dongboen, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Marvi. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. The Toll Regulatory Board encourages more motorists to install radio frequency identification, or RFID, as the dry run of cashless toll collection has started, which intends to remove cash lanes in participating expressways. JP Nunez explains why.
AutoSweep and EasyTrip radio frequency identification, or RFID toll plazas initiated a no cash lane policy today as part of the dry run for the cashless toll collection system. The Toll Regulatory Board, or TRB, has announced that they will closely monitor this 2-month dry run and assess whether cash lanes should be completely removed from expressways. According to TRB's observations, the first day of the dry run proceeded smoothly with only minor adjustments needed.
Mailan-ilan lang naman po ang nagkaroon ng queuing kanina. Maayos naman po, we're making adjustments dun sa lugar na participating toll plazas. We have observed na kailangan pa yung ibang plaza ng additional signages para magabayan ng gusto. Yung mga motoristang wala pang RFID na dumadaan dito sa participating toll plazas po natin.
During the dry run, motorists who have not yet adopted RFID will still be accommodated for cash payments. However, toll personnel will instruct them on installing RFID stickers. TRB encourages all motorists to install RFID to avoid long queues at toll plazas. Julius Corpus, the TRB spokesperson, emphasized that having an RFID is more convenient when entering and exiting expressways.
Kahit nakasama kayo, ang participating plaza na sila, no, dadagdagan natin, papayagan naman po natin pumasok at lumabas yung walang RFID. Subalit nakikiusap po kaming mabuti na kung pwede, magpa-install libre naman po yung RFID. Kasi ang transaction time po sa cash, is around 15 to 20 seconds, around more or less. Sa electronic po, sa RFID, around 3 to 5 seconds.
For Easy Trip subscribers, the participating expressways in the initial phase of the cashless toll collection dry run include the North Luzon Expressway or NLEX, Subic-Clark-Tarlac Expressway or SCTEX, Cavite-Laguna Expressway or CALAX, and the Manila-Cavite Toll Expressway. Meanwhile, AutoSweep subscribers can use the system on the NAIA Expressway, South Metro Manila Skyway Stage 1 and 2, Metro Manila Skyway Stage 3, South Luzon Expressway or SLEX, Star Tollway, Muntinlupa Cavite Expressway or MCX, and the Tarlac Pangasinan La Union Expressway or TPLEX. JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The effect of the southwest monsoon in most parts of Luzon may extend until Sunday based on the forecast of the Philippine Weather Bureau Pag-asa. The weather system is being enhanced by the Typhoon Hana that is still in the Philippine Area of Responsibility or PAR. As of 4 p.m. today, the cyclone was located 710 kilometers east-northeast of Itbayat, Batanes. It is packing maximum sustained winds of up to 120 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 150 kilometers per hour. Typhoon Hana is less likely to hit the Philippines but may instead make landfall in Taiwan by Sunday. Meanwhile, due to the effects of the southwest monsoon, continuous rains will be experienced in Metro Manila, the Ilocos region, Zambales, Bataan, Abra, Benguet, Tarlac, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Bulacan, Rizal, Cavite, and Batangas.
The irrigation capacity of Magat Dam in Isabela is expected to decrease as the effects of the drought caused by El Nino are anticipated in the coming months. Grace Flores will tell us why.
Engineer Gilio Michael Dimoloy, Department Manager of the Magat River Integrated Irrigation System, stated that up to 12,000 farmers are expected to be affected when the effects of El Nino are felt in the coming months. The impacts of El Nino, characterized by lack of rainfall, will be experienced until October.
So far po yung assessment po namin na kaya nga i-program lang namin for the next cropping natin is around 74,000 hectares. So sa ating area dito sa Maris, meron po tayong hindi po sinali sa programa na around 15,900 hectares. So ito naman po, yung mga hindi natin sinali sa programa, pinagplaplanuhan din po natin together with the DA and mga ibang agencies kung ano yung mga interventions din na pwede nating ibigay.
Engineer Dimoloy has expressed concerns that the Magat Dam may not be able to supply water to farms in the high areas covered by the South High Canal, spanning from the towns of Ramon, Cordon, and Difon in Quirino to Itiague Baligatan Diversion Dam and Orcares Main Canal. He mentioned that they are developing a plan to address the potential effects of irrigation shortages in highland areas, including encouraging farmers to cultivate crops that are less reliant on irrigation.
Around 12,000 din po yung mga farmers natin. So, ayun po yung mga naapekto ng mga farmers. Although, pinagplaplanuhan din at talagang with kwan sa kanila na kung ano yung pwedeng ibigay. Nagplaplano din ang DA kung matuloy din na imbes na mag-farming sila is livestock din yung mga may bigay na ayuda.
Meanwhile, the Magat Dam management has confirmed that only 3 meters were added to the dam's elevation due to the rainfall from Typhoon Guring. As of yesterday, the dam's elevation stood at 178.50 meters above sea level, falling below the rule curve of 182 meters. The dam's spilling level is set at 190 meters, and its critical level is 193 meters. Previously, the dam had been storing water in preparation for the upcoming dry cropping season, in anticipation of forecasts indicating that the effects of El Nino in this part of northern Luzon will persist until the early part of 2024. Grace Flores, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Although the school year 2023 to 2024 has just recently begun due to the inclement weather brought about by the southwest monsoon and typhoons Guring and Hana, Malacanang has declared a suspension of classes in the National Capital Region today. Hence, some schools are still conducting asynchronous learning. Gladys Tawabi will tell us why.
Schools in the National Capital Region have already implemented contingency measures to ensure that students' learning is not disrupted during class suspensions due to adverse weather conditions. In Toro Hills Elementary School and Bagong Barrio National High School, they have adopted asynchronous learning.
Meron tayong default modules na pinamimigay na per quarter. Yan doon nakapaloob lahat ng lesson, yung mga from week 1 to week 10. So may advanced knowledge na yung mga magulang at saka yung mga bata kung sakasakaling masuspend ang klase, alam nila kung anong day sila titingin doon sa modules. Itatagal pa rin ng teacher, then titingnan nila yung mga output ng mga bata para hindi nasasayang yung klase suspension.
In this approach, students are assigned tasks and assignments that they can study and complete while classes are suspended. The Department of Education has also allocated buffer days in the school calendar for makeup classes. Decisions regarding makeup classes can be made by the national or regional offices or the school's division superintendent when the need arises. Gladys Tawabi, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And in other global news, the United Kingdom government advised more than 100 school buildings in England to close immediately over safety concerns. This came after a thorough investigation confirmed buildings made of reinforced autoclaved aerated concrete are prone to collapse. Jovic Burmas details why.
The UK government issued a directive on Thursday, August 31st, stating that all school buildings made of reinforced autoclaved aerated concrete or RAAC across England should close immediately. This came after the National Audit Office published a report raising the alarm that such concrete used in the construction of school buildings are prone to collapse. As a result, the UK government advised the school head teachers to find safe places to temporarily relocate classrooms prior to the beginning of school term. As a precautionary measure, the Department for Education prohibits the use of any part of school buildings with confirmed RAAC until mitigating actions are in place. The reinforced autoclaved aerated concrete is a type of lightweight building material that gained popularity in constructing buildings between 1950s to mid-1990s. Education Secretary Gillian Keegan announced that appropriate funds will be released to support affected schools. Meanwhile, Julie McCulloch, Director of Policy at the Association of School and College Leaders, criticized the UK government for failing to provide sufficient funds for school estates and causing significant delays in action, which are now disruptive to the pupils. Jovic Burmas, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Rare lunar phenomenon super blue moon light up the skies and dazzled stargazers from all over the world last Wednesday to Thursday. Maven Carizo tells us why.
Rare blue supermoon light up the sky all over the world last Wednesday, 30th of August, from around 3 o'clock p.m. onwards and was at its fullest at 9:35 a.m. of August 31. According to NASA, blue moon is a very rare lunar phenomena that only appears once every 2.5 years. Supermoon is the nickname used when the full moon is happening closest to the Earth and appears larger than it usually does. The moon is called blue when it's the second full moon within the calendar month, but despite being called blue, it appears orange. During this time, it is best to be viewed east at dusk. Meanwhile, stargazers all over the world get the chance to take some pictures and were able to share them on different social media platforms. The moon appeared to be very orange in Istanbul, Turkey. It peaks very huge behind the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. It is shown brighter than the street lamps in Morocco. Due to the cloudy skies, most Australians did not get the chance to see the moon last night, but people living here in Perth and Darwin had the best chance of seeing it. The last supermoon of the year will be expected to light the sky on September 29th. Maven Carrizo, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Marby Delphin, live from Perth, Australia. Good evening.
Our kasangbahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 28, it says, "A froward man soweth strife, and a whisperer separateth chief friends." And those are the reasons behind the news, September 1, 2023. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. I am Harding Delgado.
And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am William Theo. We serve the people. We give glory to God.